I view civility as being the baseline for any type of relationship that's going to be positive moving forward, whether it be in your professional life or your personal life. Civility encourages an environment of trust and encourages collaboration. Hi, my name is Ellery Williams, and I work for CGL Companies. And my current role is a senior associate planner. I became a detention officer with the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office in the late 1990s. I worked a myriad of different areas throughout the office in my 24-year period there. I worked all of the housing classifications from juveniles to maximum security inmates. I've worked in 3 different iterations of intake, transfer, and release facilities that have, come, evolved, expanded, contracted, and taken on new, different styles. Civility can easily be defined as being polite, reasonable, and respectful in your behavior towards others. Civility is an important topic to me because recognizing that everyone wants a sense of respect given, courtesy applied. It's universally understood by most that recognizing civility and people who are civil towards each other puts you in a better space for working and, like I said earlier, encouraging collaboration and an environment of trust. One of my previous assignments as a commander, I was fortunate to be able to sit in some training sessions for strategic inmate management, and that allowed for some dialogue between the participants and the facilitators. And as they discussed back and forth, one of the common themes that I heard was, they're being asked to treat the inmates in a manner that they believe that they weren't receiving the same equitable treatment. And I was like, what does this really look like? Being respectful and courteous when someone decides that they've asked for you to schedule time to sit down with them to speak, to discuss something, turning off your cell phone, not having your computer apps open along with your email, which, everyone's very important, and everyone's got a lot to do, but staff and people who've requested your time, they really want that individualized attention to make sure that you are actually listening. Also, while they are speaking, making sure you're actively engaged with them, that you're listening, you're paying attention, and that you're not just waiting to say the things that it is that are on your mind, giving those people those opportunities. You get individuals who will perform better. The work environment is a place where people want to come, where they enjoy being there. They want to help and be supportive of others, and there's more collaboration with activities. Everyone knows that in our field today that we are super short-handed, and being short-handed comes with a lot of challenges. And when you have people who are thankful, appreciative of people who lend in and help, people are willing to do more, and that's where I really see where it impacts the operations. I made it a point to make sure that you're showing gratitude by actually thanking people for the things they do. When staff has a busy day and you've noticed maybe your booking numbers are extremely high and it was on a particular shift, and instead of doing maybe the normal 200 bookings a day, they hit a number like 325. Go out there, recognize the next day, go and tell the shift at the shift briefings, hey, what they do is important, being that supportive individual and making sure that you do say thank you and show gratitude and, give people that individualized attention and let them know that what they do is important and that it's valued, and be receptive to really their ideas, their concerns. Don't make decisions just in a vacuum. Make sure that you're bringing in, from the line levels to the supervisors to the other commanders, and maybe even other division commanders, bring them in so you have that opportunity to foster that environment where everyone feels like they're included. If I were going to give some advice to someone about trying to influence the levels of civility to bring it to a higher level in their organization, I would just really tell them to model it yourself. Model it each day in practice. Doesn't matter if you're having meetings with superiors, if you are meeting with some of your subordinates, the command level, sergeant level, the officer level. What I found is everyone's watching all the time. And if you have consistency, typically people want to get on board with the person who it is that's been, entrusted to, or who happens to hold the position of, rank, and they want to emulate those things. And from my experience, people want to do well.